Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope everything's okay in your life. In this video I will present some tests regarding to the damage reduction stats that seems to be acting as meta in recent times. Before delving into the details of the video, I must convey some certain details to you. You can access a test I conducted regarding Evasion from the link provided in the upper right corner. I didn't prefer to select the class where Evasion works best in the Evasion tests. Instead of Mystic, I chose Musa. Nevertheless, its consistency in terms of tankiness had satisfied me, so Evasion was working consistently. You can check the video. Upon the viewer's request for DR test, my friend Sky and I immediately collaborate and prepared Succession Nova for you. Thanks to my dear friend Sky. Why did we choose Succession Nova? Because we think it is the class where the DR stats work best, with its own passive, Q-block self-buff and add-on, and etc. She can keep additional almost 100 DR buff for free. Additionally, due to the extra DR given to all classes in the recent period, even with an AP build, she can reach 700 DR easily. We opted 3 different builds. Furthermore, to add a bonus clip, we conducted tests using the entire DP set available on Nova. For the attacking class, we chose Drakania. Although Dragon skills may have received some damage nerf in the recent patch, Exablood skills, which are the combo skills, still has one of the best combo damage potential in the game. We wanted to increase the consistency and comparability of the test since we used Drakania in the Evasion video too. You can check the builds first, and then take a look at the tests. Without further ado, let's move on to the video. Alright, assuming you have listened to all initial explanations, I would like to proceed directly to the results. Is DR currently the strongest stat in the game? Evasion and DR seems roughly equal about tankiness. However, some classes in the game have higher ability to stack DR, allowing them to feel tanky even when building offensively. For example, classes like Berserker, Valkyrie, Warrior, Drakania, Nova, and etc. In reality, same situation applies to Evasion classes as well. Classes like Striker, Mystic, Musa, and Hashashin with around 1.3k evasion can deal enough damage and can be tanky with the right builds. It should be understood that stacking too many defensive stats for DR and evasion. This is not only valid for evasion, but also for DR, where excessive stats stacking results in a loss of damage. What is the best choice between DR and evasion? Based on the data from our tests, both stats are currently too strong for the game. People often think that DR provides excessive tankiness and that evasion is not effective. For instance, some people believe that classes like Berserker, Valkyrie, and Warrior and other DR classes are too tanky. I haven't experienced this scenario much, as in tests with other classes I noticed that I could easily kill the opponent with simple combos up to 750 DR levels. When facing scenario where more DR stacking was involved, like over 750 DR, I couldn't kill the opponent in one combo. And when my opponent tried to kill me, also it cannot kill me too. They dealt very low damage, like 2-3k damage and etc. Choosing to be tanky also made the loss of AP evident, and this was win-win situation, isn't it? When I look at those who argue that damage reduction is very powerful, they often highlighted the classes where DR naturally excels. Some classes are very strong in this regard, hence the term meta is used for DR. However, the meta is not the DR itself, but rather those classes that currently can clearly dominate the game itself. Evasion classes also have the version that fits this description, such as Mystic, Striker, Assassin, Musa, and etc. The root cause of the confusion lies in the fact that people often test their classes and builds in RBF, where unfortunately the stats do not work correctly. Depending on the win or loss situation, or depends to the other situations, you can receive different stats buffs or debuffs for your character. Hardcap players are not willing to share the optimal builds they have found for themselves. In my test with the players in the arena for days, I observed that the various intermediate builds work very well, although the class masters didn't want to share them. In short, due to these changes, the one-shot meta has come to end. With the right builds, both DR and evasion can be very tanky and still deliver enough damage. If you increase stats too much in one direction, you can easily feel the change in other side. For example, if you want to be so tanky, and if you encounter some mediocre tanky class, you will not be able to kill it. It's win-win situation. Previously, isn't it? It was very easy to kill a 760, 770 hardcap player with 700 gear score, and the player were always complaining about this imbalanced situation. Now, gear is important, my dear friend. Do not expect to kill a class with 750 DR by testing it weak account in terms of gear. This wasn't even possible before, right? It wasn't possible to kill 750 DR with your own bad AP level. Upgrade your gear and test it again. All players with the gear at 750 or more level understand what I mean very well. So what will happen when Sovereign Weapon arrives? In the case, it will be a great update for the classes that feel caught in between and weaker compared to the other superior classes. Because based on some calculations we have made with my friend, we have seen that all excess stats currently added to the game will work more consistently with Sovereign Weapons. With a pair of Sovereign Weapons, you will be able to make builds more flexible with an extra 30-40 AP and over 40 accuracy and some other good stats. So what should be done in this case? What are the general implications? First, you shouldn't cry in situations where someone with more than 30 gear difference has the advantage over you. In the past, veteran players were being unjustly treated, and many veteran players drifted away from the game for this reason. This unfair situation is no longer there. Now, my dear friend, there is something we call gear difference. If you feel your gear is low and insufficient, please go and upgrade your gear before testing it. Trust me, you will see the difference for yourself. Some classes may feel inefficient due to lack of sovereign weapon stats. I don't know if PA will take a step this regards to balance the weakness of intermediate classes when a patch comes. Those classes may feel very strong once sovereign weapons are implemented in 2-3 months later. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem possible to say something clear about this situation. So we have to wait until sovereign weapons, I don't know. There are some classes where DR works noticeably well, and this doesn't mean that Evasion is dead. Similarly, there are some classes where Evasion works beautifully, and this doesn't mean that DR is dead. Maybe for Evasion classes, DR is dead, maybe for DR classes, Evasion is dead. So it depends your class. By balancing the DR passives or Evasion passives in that superior classes, maybe lowering them to the other class levels can be a solution to keep all classes in balance. I don't know. So how do you find the best builds? Currently the class masters I have talked to do not want to share their builds. Unfortunately, I cannot help you on this matter. I understand why people don't want to share the builds they have found after hours and days of testing. I can say that neither DR nor Evasion is extremely powerful based on the result of the tests. My goal was to test the tankiness of the two stats, since it was expected that they wouldn't deal much damage to me in their high tank builds. We didn't even touch on that topic. Maybe we will cover that in the future. So the imbalance situation on the other superior classes, this is not the video that we will talk about them. In this video and the Evasion video, we only talked about their tankiness, how much DR, how much Evasion, if they sacrifice, if they can kill me or not. If you go so much deeper, you'll lose insane amount of AP. If you go so much AP way, you'll lose so much DR or Evasion. So this is win-win situation. So for this video, I'm done. I tried my best to test DR and Evasion in 2 different videos. Please let me know what you think about the current state of DR and also Evasion. I hope you guys like my contents. Do not forget, BDO is just a game. Have a nice game.